राधा साध्यं साधनं यस्य राधा मन्त्रो राधा मन्त्रधात्री च राधा सर्वं राधा जीवनं यस्य राधा 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 वाची तस्य किं शेषम् राधा करावचित पल्लव वल्लरी के राधा पदांक विलसन मधुरस्थली के राधा यशो मुखर मत्त खगावली के राधा विहार विपिने रमतां मनोन्मे. So we are in the second part of the 16th Shataka from Vrindavan Mahimaamrit. And yesterday we finished till 50. Today we are going to read the 51 onwards. कदाचिदचिरप्रभाघन इव क्षणोद्घटिता खिलस्मर्वशाकृति प्रियतमो रसा खेलति कदा च नवकाञ्चन व्रतति सत्तं मालायितं हरीरं वलयते लसत् स्ववपुषा सुगौरत्विषा. It begins with the meditation on Radha and Krishna. So let us take our mind to Vrindavan. Vrindavan, which is always filled with trees and flowering vines and Yamuna and groves of Kadamba trees and the wind flowing beautifully everywhere. The ponds filled with lotuses. There are thick, dense jungles. And in that jungle, it appears like the clouds have come down and you can see as if lightning is moving here and there. But this is just a poetic comparison. This cloud he is referring is Krishna. So sometimes as a dark cloud with lightning, Hari is playing with Radharani. Overcome with amorous desires, he's playing with Radharani on his chest. So Krishna is walking and Radharani is holding him. And sometimes she's holding him from the chest. And it appears that Krishna is like the cloud. And Radharani, because she's golden, she appears like the lightning. Sometimes when you look at Vrindavan, you see there are trees which are dark in color, tamal trees. And you can see a creeper with yellow flowers is going around the tree, embracing the tree. He uses this comparison to tell that Radharani is embracing Krishna while walking in the forest of Vrindavan. So the shlok starts with meditation on everything in Vrindavan, which takes you to Radha and Krishna being playful. Kadapi madonmada pulaka purnado kandali द्वयेन दयतो लसत पुलक कंठमाश्लिष्यति कदापि गुरु सौरभ प्रिय भुजेन कंठम निजम प्रवेष्यति तत्कराम्बुज तल निदत्ते हृदि. Sometimes Radhani embraces him and you can see the goosebumps all over her because she has become passionate. Sometimes she embraces her beloved's neck and then her beloved also gets goosebumps. Sometimes she places her lover's hands, which are scented with aguru, around her neck. Sometimes she places his lotus hand over her heart. In Shlok number 53, this mood of love is being described. All the shlokas are pure love of Radha and Krishna. So how Radharani sometimes, she feels the love. That's all is being described. Sometimes in Shlok number 53 describes, sometimes she is so tossed by the waves of amorous desire that she pulls her beloved towards herself and pulls him. Let's go and see the beauty of the forest. Sometimes she pretends, as she is yearning to smell the lotus face of Krishna, she comes near him. While he is playing the flute, she comes near him so that she can hear the flute nicely. But it is just a pretend act, because she's yearning to smell his lotus face, and she kisses him again and again. And when she kisses him right on the cheek, Krishna's flute goes even more beautifully. In slok number 54, अदक्षिणकराम्बुजन जानमित वरहं चूडं हरे प्राग्रियचिबुकं मनोहरं वामहस्तेन तु कदापि पुलकावलीवलित चारु गण्डस्थलं महारभसचुम्बनैरधर शिधूनिष्कर्षति. With her left lotus-like hand, she sometimes tilts Hari's peacock feather crown, and with her right hand, she touches Hari's chin, and sometimes she touches Krishna's cheeks. And when she's doing all this, Krishna feels ecstatic, and all the hairs on his body just stand erect. She gets passionate and kisses him all over. Sometimes in slok number 55, Kadapi nij bhushanayir mardam mohanam bhushayet swamev parimandayet kvacha mudapi tanmandanai kadapi kurute nija priyatam manga raganchitam swakam swakucha kunkumadi bhirata priyam limpati. Sometimes she decorates Lord Madan Mohan with her own ornaments. Sometimes she decorates herself with his ornaments. Sometimes she anoints Krishna with her own fragrant powders. Sometimes she anoints him with kumkum and other fragrant powders from her breast. कदापि हरिकण्ठकस्रजमसौ स्वकण्ठे अर्पया त्यामुष्य सुकण्ठगा रचयति स्वकण्ठस्रजं कदापि बहुनिन्द्यति प्रणयते कदाचित् स्तुतिं कदापि रुषिता कदाप्यति गभीरधिस्तुष्यति. Sometimes she takes the garland from Hari's neck and places it on herself. Sometimes she takes her own garland and places it on Hari's neck. Sometimes she scolds him. Sometimes she just praises him. Sometimes she's angry. And sometimes she's in deep thoughts, thinking about him. Sometimes she's glorifying him. Sometimes she's tormented by lust in slok number 57. कदाचित् दूरतः स्मर भरार्दिता रोदिति क्षिपन्त्यपि सखिजन चलति कुंज में कासितम् अलक्ष्य नयने अंगिते वपुषे चांगुली घट्टनैर् लतागृहमनुप्रियं दशति दिशति पक्ष केनागनम्. Sometimes she's tormented by lust and she weeps because she wants to be with him. Sometimes, when she wants to go and meet him, she's young, right? She's only not more than 16, but she's 13, 14. And she deeply loves him. And the Sakhis, some of the Sakhis are older to her. And the Sakhis try to control her. Sometimes the Sakhis are like, no, you should not be like this. Don't think of him. You don't know what kind of boy he is. Don't fall for Krishna. Krishna just talks like this to every girl. Yes, the way you don't think that he loves you so much. Girls, they talk like this. He talks like this to me also. And Chandravali, we know what all goes on with Chandravali. So Radharani, but she loves him deeply. So sometimes she's so deeply tormented by lust. She can't take all these things what the Sakhis are talking. So she cries. She wants to love him. But the Sakhis are filling the mind with so many things. So what do? So she can't take this. So she cries. And sometimes she is like, no, 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 I am just yearning to be with him. I want to leave the Sakhis and go somewhere else because the Sakhis are like this. So she leaves her friends and then she goes to the forest all alone. And sometimes she sees Krishna in the forest and she wants to invite him. How can she invite? Well, the Sakhis are waiting there at home. What should she do? So sometimes she'll give hint from the eyes, and sometimes from her from her fingers she'll point to her beloved about those cottage vines where he can come secretly from the windows and meet her. So tormented by lust, she does all these things. That's that's Radharani's love for Krishna. He says, I meditate in Shloka 58. Ramadi Varvarnani Nikar Rupa Viprangamaha Surupa Shushmarnave Nava Kishora Gopi Gane Vichitrtara Tarakas Viva Suchandra Lekhamaham Smarami Vrishabhanujayam Madhura Bhanuja Kanane. In the sweet forest by the Yamuna's shore, I meditate on this daughter of King Vrishabhanu, who is surrounded by these beautiful gopis. And all these gopis are ocean of beauty. Here in Vrindavan, even Lakshmi ji resides. Her beauty is nothing. Her beauty is pale in comparison to all the beautiful girls here who live in Vrindavan. These are like shining stars. And in that shining star, there is one moon, and that is Radharani. All glories to my queen. In Shlok number 59, he says, Anangarasmaduri Bharadurina Leelanidhi Spurat Kanaka Champak Prakara Gauragatra Chata Aho Madana Mohana Spuradura Stala Alankritir Navankurit Nav Yovana Jayati Me Nij Swamini. All glories to my queen, who is flooding ocean of sweetness of transcendental amorous pastimes, whose limbs are splendid, and she shines like champaka flowers. She's like a glittering ornament on Lord Madan Mohan's chest, whose youthfulness has just begun to sprout. Come, Kamapi Akhilam Sundaram Daradalan Vendivara Spuranamudira Meduradutim Udara Leelanidhim Kishora Mati Mohanam Smara Rasaikamuratim Vasham Vidaya Padayorvana Chitu Shuradhika Khelati. Here in this Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani has conquered the heart of the most handsome person who looks like this dark cloud, and wherever they go it appears like blue lotuses are blooming, and their pastimes are beautiful. Here in Vrindavan, she has conquered this handsome hero who is young and charming and who is filled with amorous love. And sometimes Radharani makes him bow down at her feet. And Radhika enjoys the pastimes in the forest with this handsome Krishna. All glories to my queen. Pratikshan Mahadbhuta Smara Kalamayam Vibhratim. All glories to my queen who is radiating a beautiful light, who is the most learned, and she knows, she's an expert in the art of amorous pastimes. Her each and every thing in her beautiful form is flooded with wonderful splendor. She is an eternal ocean of passionate love for Krishna. Her virtues are unparalleled. All glories to my queen. Slok number 62, he remembers the servants of Radharani or the Sakhi. रसोज्ज्वल निजेश्वरीं गीत तरंग रंग रिंगाध्य परिस्फुरत पर्युपर्यधिक सत्कला कौशलाः महाप्रणय दोलितोत्पुलक चारुगात्र श्रियो नवव्रज किशोरिका स्मरत राधिका किंकरी. Meditate on Shri Radharani's young maid servants or the Sakhis, whose hearts rejoice when they are serving their queen, when they look at her, their queen's sweet gestures. These maid servants, these Sakhis, are all expert and very talented. They are great artists. They all have beautiful limbs, beautiful hairs, and they are excited, always ecstatic when they look at Radharani. I meditate on this circle of Sri Radharani's Sakhis who are busy in, in making plans, in preparations for a festival where they want to celebrate this transcendental amorous pastimes. This ocean which is filled with nectarian waves of pure love, and they have Lalita as their leader. And based on their leader's advice, they are busy preparing all this festival. I meditate on this Lalita. असंख्यवर किंकरी कलित मंजू कुंचावली निषेवेन रसोत्सवे शुक्पिकाली को लाहले सुपुष्पित लताद्रुमे सुरभीषित मंदानिले मम द्वितय जीवनम विहरति ही वृंदावने. Slok number 65. He says, these groves are filled with all these Sakhis, Slok number 64 and 65. And wherever you move your eyes, you will see lotuses blooming and hummingbirds are going here and there. And everybody is in love. And everybody is happy. And everybody is building this beautiful cottage of Madhvi creepers. Madhvi is a flower. So they are building this beautiful cottage of Madhvi flower, which indicates Radharani's love for Madan Mohan. In Vrindavan, there are many groves like this. Slok number 65, it says, there are many groves like this where this kind of festival of love is celebrated by these countless Sakhis. And when this festival of love is celebrated, why should the beast and the bird remain behind? So there are many parrots, there are many cuckoos, there are bumblebees. Everybody starts singing. And the trees, the creepers, they all start blossoming. The breeze starts blowing. Everything in Vrindavan gets happy, ecstatic, falls in love with these two who are the life and soul of this transcendental pastimes. Slok number 66. Aho madana mohana rasi rasena dolayitam maha kanaka champaka prakara gaura divyakriti vichitra ruchi vichibihi खचितचारु वृन्दाटवी निकुञ्जवरमन्दिरे किमपि सुन्दरं खेलति. Here in Vrindavan, on Lord Madan Mohan's chest, he is wearing a nice garland of champaka flowers. It appears so. And he's wearing a golden pendant. It looks like so. When you look from far, as if he's wearing some yellow garland. But when he's moving, that garland is also moving. But when you go close by, you see, no, that's not the garland. That's Radha Rani's hands. As if they're both holding each other and they are dancing. So just imagine a ball dance, And Shri Krishna is holding Radharani and they're dancing. So this is a beautiful meditation that you meditate in Vrindavan, where you in your heart, and you see that all the gopis have made this beautiful cottage, this wine, this pavilion filled with beautiful flowers, and the birds are singing a nice chorus, orchestra or symphony is going on, and the breeze is also flowing, very romantic. And in that romantic environment, atmosphere, Shri Krishna is holding Radharani and they're doing a ball dance. And from far you see, you feel, oh, Krishna is wearing some garland. But no, he's moving and Radharani is also just moving with his rhythm. They both are vibing together. All right. So this is what is explained here. And I'm trying to explain it in our modern context. That's how I'm able to think. All right. So it happens. Sometimes when the couple is in love, they forget, they'll put a nice music and they're dancing with each other. So that's the kind of thing. Mahapriti Jyoti Rasa Jalanidho Purna Vimale Spurad Vrindattavyam Navatarulata Mandira Vare Kishorad Vandam Tat Sahajana Vakandarpam Dalitam Mamanta Sadbhave Kanaka Harini Larchi Rudiyat. Slok number 67, he says, may this youthful divine couple, who's shining bright like gold and sapphire, shining with great love and enjoying playful, ever new, transcendental pastimes in this nectarian ocean, in a beautiful palace of newly blossoming trees and vines in Vrindavan forest, may this beautiful couple appear in my heart. May this Vrindavan forest, Shloka number 69, 8, he says, may this Vrindavan forest, which is nothing but a form of pure transcendental love, may this Vrindavan forest, which is like a shining island of pure love, an island shining in an ocean of pure love, let this Vrindavan appear in my heart. And in this Vrindavan, there's a beautiful Kadamba tree. And in that, below that Kadamba tree, Radha and Madhav are sitting. And what are they doing? They're gazing at each other. Let this Vrindavan with that Radha Madhav appear in my heart. So the meditation is, there's an ocean of love. In that ocean of love, there's an island of love. In that island of love, which is Vrindavan, there's a Kadamba tree. And below that Kadamba tree, there is a couple who is in love. Let this entire lovely thing appear in my heart. Slok number 69. O Lord Shyamchandra, may I be filled with love for you. You are like Kamdev, and your love is flooding Vrindavan. Let your love flood my heart too. Ananta Shri Rakavar Kanaka Chandra Chavirso. Slok number 70. Taranga Pratyanga Prasaradati सौंदर्य जलधिः अहो भ्रुकुट्यैरुन्मदमदन कोटि प्रकटय तेजस्रजं श्यामाङ्के मम विहरते जीवनकला. She, Radharani, who is more dear to me than life, and from whose each and every limb beautiful moonlight flows, who is an intense ocean of beauty. If she moves her eyebrows, millions of Kamdevs, Cupid is created. And this Radharani is playing on the lap of Lord Shyam in Vrindavan, in every forest grove, in every new garden, in every beautiful place. This divine couple, filled with ever new increasing love, are more dear to me, are more dear to me than my life. And they are enjoying sublimely sweet, transcendental, amorous pastimes eternally. Sometimes as two bumblebees among Yamuna's golden lotuses, they appear like that. Sometimes they are imitating the swans of Yamuna. Yamuna, which appears like a forest of lotuses. Sometimes, while they are walking in this near Yamuna, they see a vine climbing a divine tamal tree, and Radharani can't control herself. She just follows that vine, and then she goes and embraces Shri Krishna in the same way as the vine. And when they are walking in Vrindavan, Shloka number 73, it says, what do they do? 72 and 73. कदाचित् कालिन्दी कनकनलिनी भृङ्गरचनौ कदाचित् कालिन्दी कमलवन हंसद्वय गायति हंसद्वय गति कदाचित् कालिन्दी तट कनकवल्ली वलितसत् तमाल प्रोन्मीलन्नव मीलन लीला विलसतः. Sometimes when they are walking in this Vrindavan, right near the Yamuna, they follow the bumblebees, they hum like the bumblebees. Sometimes they are imitating the swans. Sometimes they are imitating the golden vine climbing the tamal tree. In this way, they are enjoying the meeting. They are meeting. Sometimes the parrots are singing and they look at the parrot and they start singing to the parrot. Sometimes they hear the cuckoos. So when the cuckoos are saying that, so this Radha Krishna is also doing the same thing. So they're trying to talk to the cuckoos. They're trying to talk to the parrots. Sometimes while they're walking, they see peacocks coming near them because they have all become friends now. They're living in the same forest. So the peacocks are dancing. And Radha Krishna also tried to dance with them. So all these things are happening. Sometimes they look at the doe and the doe just gazes. So Radha Krishna also gaze at each other like the doe. Sometimes they imitate the deer because the deer is scared. So the deer will come and look, from the side eye. So Radha Krishna will do that same thing. Look at them from the side eye. So meditate on this Vrindavan, which is like this. So our meditation here is filled with joy, filled with animals, filled with trees. When we read this book, it appears like, okay, he has written so many things. And when we live in a concrete home made out of bricks and mortar, and when we do not go to the nature, We cannot relate to all these things. So keeping that in mind, this year, I'm planning to do this Vrindavan retreat. And I told my organizers, my students who are organizing this, that I don't want to have a lecture in a hall. No, I don't want to do that. That I'm going to do in all my retreats are usually in nature. I like nature a lot because that is how I have that is how I have done my sadhanas, and I have gotten my answers in life because nature talks to me. I have seen the wind responding, I have seen the ocean responding, I have seen Ganges responding to me, I have seen the birds responding to me, I have seen the trees responding to me. If you are in unison with nature, nature will talk to you. So when I read this, I know this happens. The animals will respond to you when you are peaceful. So I told my students who are organizing that no, this time the retreat has to be, we will be going to all the Sakhis Gaon, because main Vrindavan, what happens people when they go to Vrindavan? They go to main Vrindavan, and main Vrindavan has ISKCON temple, and then the Prem Mandir, and Radha Vallabh Mandir, and then there is a Vraj, Yamuna Parikrama, Vrindavan Parikrama, which is 12 yojan or something, 12 course. So they do all that thing, but that area of Vrindavan specifically, where the ISKCON temple and Prema Mandir is there, it has become so crowded. People go to Nidhivan, but Nidhivan is like a small area in that crowded place where you cannot, where you go also, then it is so crowded, you're not able to enjoy that beauty of Vrindavan as is described here. Then I have told people to go to Tatya Sthan, but or go and sit near the Yamuna. But when we sit near the Yamuna, sometimes we find Yamuna is not that clean, and that also is very crowded. But there are other places which is called Ashtasakhi Gaon. Not everybody goes there because you won't find big temples in Ashtasakhi Gaon. There are no big temples there. Small, tiny temples maintained by the people, by the villagers. And every temple will have a kund, a pond. And that is where I like to go. Just sit near those ponds, maybe read something from here or sing the Geet Govind, or just be lost in the thought of Radha Krishna and the gopis and the cows and the trees and the birds. So I want everybody, whoever is listening, if they can come to the retreat, it will be really, really nice. I'm planning it for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. But this will be different than your regular Vrindavan visit, because we are planning to be in these areas where we can actually meditate and feel this. Just going to the temple, seeing that those deities, and coming and then eating your chaat and then coming to your hotel. It is fun too, no doubt. But when you sit here and meditate like this and you feel the love in your heart, that feeling is different. And when you come back to home, then even if you're living in a two-bedroom apartment, it really doesn't matter. Your mind will always be in Vrindavan. That's how Vrindavan is so beautiful. So when I'm reading all these things, I'm able to, my mind instantly goes to those places. There is a village called Uncha Gaon, that is a village of Lalita Sakhi. The temple there is a decent temple. Now it has started becoming very popular because everybody talks about it. It is near Barsana. So Barsana is Radharani's place. People go to Radharani's place. Right near Barsana is Lalita Sakhi's Gaon village. And right there, there is a kund they have made. Now that place is made very nicely. But when I used to go, that was not developed that time. I used to like it raw. Now when you see, you can see the ghats and everything developed. But still, it is much, much better than the crowded Vrindavan that we see today. Kusum Sarovar, where very beautiful place. So we should go to all these places in Vrindavan and sit there and meditate on all these things. So here what it is saying, I can relate to it. The parrots are dancing and Radha Krishna are dancing. I went to a temple here in West Virginia. It is called New Vrindavan. It was built by the disciples of Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. And in that temple, it's like a village. They have made it like a Vrindavan setting, very beautiful Vrindavan setting. And there is a pond, and there are trees, and then they have left peacocks. And peacocks are like roaming, freely. It's not like they're put in a cage. No, they're roaming freely. Just like in Vrindavan. They created a Vrindavan. And so the cottage where we booked, there was a peacock, and it would make a noise. And then we would try to talk to it. Then that game started happening. So it'll, so we call it tear. When the peacock, coos, we call it tear. So peacock is making some noise, and then we would respond to it, and then it started, becoming friendly with us. And then one day on the last day, um, we wanted to have some fun with the peacock. And then I went very close to it. It was very comfortable. Now it knows that we are friendly, so it was very comfortable. And then every time it will open its feather, and then we will try to dance with it or talk to it. I mean, I could actually, when we were leaving that place, he was having fun with us, and when we were leaving that place, we could actually see in his eyes that he was feeling sad, that we are leaving him alone and we are going. It was such a nice response from the parrot, from the peacock. And my mind is only in Radha and Krishna. When I'm following that peacock, I'm only thinking of Radha and Krishna. How Radha, and I was telling my student was with me. So I was telling my student, see, this is how Radha Krishna used to follow the peacock. That's the video they made. This is how Krishna used to dance. And the bird makes a movement, like the head movement, like this. Such a beautiful thing. So when I'm reading all these things, this actually happens. It happens in nature. The problem with us is we are so cut off from the nature that we are not able to relish. My I'm trying this year that at least those who love Krishna Radha, I hope, I pray that you all join in those shivirs, and then you all maybe this time the group may be very small. I'm telling you, very soon the group is going to go more bigger, and then it becomes very difficult to arrange all these things. As long as the group is small, we can arrange. So the whole trip will be like this. We are going to go to these places, and then we are going to sit there, and then there we are going to think about all these leelas and pastimes. So we may sit in Govardhan and then talk about Govardhan Leela, or we may sit in the Ashtasakhi Gaon and talk about all these leelas and do some kirtan, and then come to the hotel room, relax, be in the bhav. All right. This is what he's asking us to do. Shlok number 74. सदा राधा कृष्ण प्रणय पुलकास्तुद गमभृतः किशोरी कंदर्पाकुल कनक गौरांग लतिकाः प्रसाद स्रग वस्त्राभरण कृतभूषा प्रणयिनो प्रपद्ये श्री वृंदावन भुवि विचित्राखिल कलाः. He says, I take shelter of the gopis of Vrindavan, of the Sakhis of Vrindavan, who are all as beautiful like these graceful vines. And they decorate themselves with the garlands and garments and ornaments which is given to them by Radha Krishna. These gopis are wonderful. They are all talented, and they shed tears of joy when they are serving Sri Radha Krishna. महाप्रेमानंदात प्रेमानंदात्मक परम विस्तीर्ण जलधौ महाज्योतिर्दीपे मधुरतर वृंदावन वनम विचित्रां तत्रापि स्मर कुसुमवाटिं नवनवैर निकुंजे श्री राधा सुघन रसपुंजैरिव वृतां. Slok number 75. In this wide ocean, which is filled with bliss and love, on this splendid island is Vrindavan forest. In this place, in Vrindavan, so he's describing, meditate like this. There is an ocean of bliss, ocean of love. In that ocean of love, there is a beautiful island, which is an island of love. In that island of love, there is this beautiful grove, which is filled with flowers. And there, the intense ocean of nectar, Srimati Radharani resides. Please meditate like this. Shloka number 75 said that. Then in 76 says, anyone who, all those great souls who reside in this Vrindavan and they are lost in these thoughts of Vrindavan, who have renounced the world, who talk among themselves about this sweet divine couple. And while they are talking about this sweet divine couple, they are shedding tears of joy. They feel ecstatic. Sometimes they get choked in the ecstasy of love. I pray to all these divine souls, and I will joyfully carry on my head the dust of their beautiful feet. Here in 77, 78, a girl who is shining like molten gold, Srimati Radharani, who when she speaks, it appears like nectar is flowing. When she smiles, she spreads coolness. When she laughs, happiness spreads in Vrindavan. This whole Vrindavan is fragrant with her scent. Everyone who sees this beautiful girl in Vrindavan, Radharani, they start trembling in love. She just looks at everybody with crooked glances, side glances. And then everybody is tossing in the nectar of her love. She, who is the ocean of love, who is the ocean of transcendental love, she alone, this beautiful girl, Srimati Radharani, is the goal of my life. Slok number 79. May she, who is the jewel of Krishna, of King Vrishabhanu, who's, who floods Shri Vrindavan with her love, who is worshipped by all the celestial beings, who is the ocean of sweetness. Let this beautiful Radharani always shine before me. And then he goes in Shlok number 80 again, he tells a meditation. Vidure Traigunyadhatha Vimala Vidyamaya Pare Mahanande Vrindavana Bhuvi Sukande Rasataro Amaryada Radha Charana Paricharya Rasamaha Mahodi Dvandvaridi Paramdanya Spuratuvaha. Here in Vrindavan, under a beautiful tree, far from the world of three modes, even above the realm of transcendental knowledge, may the limitless nectar of splendor of devotional love at Srimati Radharani's feet flood your heart. Slok number 81 and 82. A saintly devotee who in this Vrindavan forest is flooded by this bliss, who is always meditating and rejoicing on the thought of Radha and Krishna, he finds the four goals of life, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, easily. They approach him from all the directions and are eager to serve him. Slok number 82, he says, anyone who is lost in the thought of, who is lost in this joy, all the devatas are ready to serve him. from all directions. O Shri Radha, Shloka number 84. O Shri Radha, I meditate on your youthful, charming form. Your beauty rebukes the beautiful golden moon. You enchant Lord Murli Manohar's heart. You make great waves on the sweet ocean of nectar. Mahaveshad Radha Muralidharayo Pushpanikaram, Shloka number 84. Pratambu Valli Vara Vitapino Adhorabha Sakrita Nideshat Sampraptam Vara Yuvati Yugmam Priyabahu Prasunanyaropya Pranata Manuhasai Kurumatim. Here in Vrindavan, there's a beautiful tree, and this tree is covered with vines, and there Radha Murlidhar are sitting, and this tree is showering flowers on them. And when Radha and Krishna are sitting there, and the tree is showering flower, the other trees also, they suddenly started sprouting and blooming. The more Radha Krishna are looking at each other and smiling and laughing, all these trees are blooming, and they're all going down in front of this youthful divine couple. Please direct your thoughts to this pastimes. Shloka number 85 says, parrots, cuckoos are singing on these blossoming vines and trees. They are all maddened. Peacocks are dancing. Rivers and hills are appearing more beautiful with splendid jewels. Eternal Vrindavan forest is overcome with the joy of Lord Hari. And Shri Radha, the sight of her shadow bewilders the best of the flute players. That is Krishna. And her shadow, the sight of her shadow fills him with love. O Queen of Vrindavan's ever new forest, I bow down at your feet. I bow down at the feet of all the Sakhis who are always serving you. Oh, dear girl, you who are more splendid than a host of moons, please accept me. Let my tongue be tightly bound with the chanting of your virtues. I wish to eternally stay in this beautiful forest where I may see the sweet loving pastimes of both of you. O Radha Krishna, please bless me. Shloka number 88. Aho gaur shamam kimapi nav vrindavan lata nikunje kridantam madhura madhura bharena subhage bhaja shri kalindi sputita tarutire navavayo navanangasaktam param rasa bhavaika niratam. Shloka number 88. O beautiful one, please fill the heart of Krishna with your love. May he enjoy more amorous pastimes. May you flood Hari's heart with love. May she, who is the best of musicians, who has a very beautiful form, who is always glittering, who is very ecstatic, who plays veena for Lord Shyam, may this Radha Rani always stay in my heart. Shloka number 90. नमो वृंदारण्ये रसिकवररंगी भगवते नमो वृंदारण्येश्वरी तव पदाम्बोजरजसे. I bow down to Vrindavan forest. I bow down to the Queen of Vrindavan. I bow down to the dust of the Queen of Vrindavan. Namaste Tadvandva Pranay Lalite Shilalite Namah Shrimad Vrindatavi Subahukritastvai Mama. O Sri Lalita, charming and playful, with love for the divine couple, obeisances to you, O Vrindavan. I offer many, many, many obeisances to you. अनंत ब्रह्मांड ब्रह्मांडावली वलित मूल प्रकृतितः परम ब्रह्म ज्योतिष्यति रुचिर्वैकुंठ भवनम तदंत विभ्राजन मधुर मथुरा मंडलमहो तदंत विभ्राजन मधुर रहस्यम तत्रापि स्फुरति मम वृंदावन वनम. Above this material energy from which numerous material worlds have emerged, about this material energy there is Brahman effulgence. Within that effulgence there is Vaikuntha. Within that Vaikuntha there is a circle of Mathura. And in that Mathura there is a secret Vrindavan forest that is shining bright. And then he says, I do not yearn for this Vaikuntha. Na Vaikunthe utkantita matiraham mukti paramam. Nor do I crave for liberation. We know by now how many times he has said, I don't crave for liberation, I don't care for Vaikuntha. We know you are an ardent lover, and lovers don't crave for liberation. Lovers crave for bondage with their loved one. Okay, so you're not craving for Vaikuntha, you're not craving for liberation. What do you want to say? What's there in your heart? परम श्री गांधार्वा मुरलीधरयोश्चार चारुचरणा अर्पण स्थल्यां वृंदावन भुवि भरेयं तृणतनुः. I don't crave for Vaikuntha. I don't crave for Hari. I do not crave for anything. But I pray that I become a grass, a blade of grass in the land of Vrindavan. Why? Why are you craving like this? You don't want Vaikuntha, you want to become a blade of grass in Vrindavan? Yes. Why? Because in this Vrindavan, Shri Gandharva, Gandharva means Radharani, Shri Gandharva Murlidhara means Radharani Murlidhara have placed their charming feet. So I don't crave for Vaikuntha or anything, because in Vaikuntha I cannot get their feet on myself. Here in Vrindavan, this Gandharva Murlidhara have placed their charming feet. So I pray that I become a blade of grass in Vrindavan. Shloka number 93. दधाना ताम्बूलं प्रियतं मुखन्दौ सपुलकं मुदा प्रयोदत्तं मधुर मदती चर्वितम् अपि ततः किञ्चिद् दावाप्यति दयितदासी विवशय अन्त्यसो विन्दारण्यलसति मम जीवस्य वसति. Now he's thinking of pastime. In this pastime, there are some betel leaves in Radharani's hand. And then she takes that betel leaves and gives it to Shri Krishna. And then Shri Krishna happily chews it. And then he gives it to Radharani. And they happily chew it. And then they give, they break it into small pieces and give it to the gopi servants. And everybody is so happy to enjoy this pan. He's saying, let this beautiful pastimes shine with great splendor in my heart. When Krishna, in Shloka number 94, he says, when Krishna, he dreamed, he was dreaming of serving Radharani's lotus feet. In his sleep, he is dreaming and he tossed in his sleep. And by his touch, accidentally broke her bodice. She, who is my life and soul, at once wept, laughed, and got angry and spoke many words. Let this Radharani manifest in my heart. O heart, please manifest on Radharani's maid servants who are nectar of intense devotion, who are always ecstatic, and who are wearing the garlands, the perfumes, and who are offering these garlands. Meditate on these Radharani's servants who are always serving Radharani. And how are they serving? They are offering them betel nuts, they are offering them garlands, they are offering them perfumes, they are fanning them, they are sometimes massaging their feet. Oh, my mind, please meditate on this gopis, on these Sakhis of Vrindavan. Meditate on Vrindavan. 96 he says. Meditate on Vrindavan, which is an abode of transcendental bliss. Serve this youthful divine couple eternally. Melt in their love. Go to a secluded place and call out, weep, tear from your eyes. Call out. When will that day come that they will mercifully look at me? Do this. This is how you should meditate. Meditate on the Sakhis. And if the Sakhis are not coming in meditation, call out, cry. Cry loudly and speak. When will I go to the forest of Vrindavan, where Lord Damodara celebrates this great festival of love? Kada yamo Damodar param kamotsavam vanam. He's mentioning the Damodar Leela where he's tied by. Nobody can tie Krishna. He can be only tied by love. So he says, cry to them that, O Damodar, here is my rope of love. And I surrender. Please get tied. Don't leave me. Cry to Lord Damodara. When will our hearts become filled by the sight of these beautiful gopis? When will we stop moving in this temporary world which is so dark? When will we stop enjoying these temporary fruits growing in this jungle of world? When will we no longer spend our time trying to enjoy the fruits growing in this jungle of this world? When will we truly start worshipping these two oceans of nectar shining in our heart? And with this, I'm reading the last one now. Katav kanta kastav tanaya sthiramatireten vritimanuganaya aha kimadya na pashyasi maranam tava var vrinda vanamahi sharanam. Who is your beloved wife? Think. Who is your son? Who is your beloved wife? Who is your son? With a steady mind, think about death. It may come today. Transcendental Vrindavan is your only shelter. So, why are you going here and there? Focus your mind on this beautiful pastimes of Vrindavan. Remember that this life is fickle and any time you will have to go. And if today is the last day, then think of Krishna, think of Radha, think of Vrindavan, and then leave this world happily. This is truly happily ever after. All right, so with this, we end up the class. Let me see the picture with peacock and the link. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. Amritesh, I was not feeling well, but then I saw you are live and immediately felt so relieved listening to the glories of Vrindavan from you. Ma, not promising that I will watch all lectures of this divine series, but जो भी lecture सखी राधा रानी दिखाना चाहे, राधा राधा. No, doesn't matter whether you watch or not. I'm doing it for everybody, and more than anything, I'm doing it for myself. The last line which he said, no, death can come anytime. I've been living this life like that. Suddenly one day it just came to me like an enlightenment. Batti jalti hai na sir? Batti jal gayi, tang. And one day I was in 2008, I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, what if death comes in 1 hour? And since then, every time I live like this only. I'm able to live life carefree, forgiving everybody, moving forward. All of these things I'm able to do because I live like this. The death can come anytime. And how do I want to live if death can come anytime? I have to meditate. But during you've heard my lectures. If death is going to come, you're not going to sit and meditate. No, you can't do that. But I can think of Radha Krishna's pastimes all the time when your thought is only revolving around Radha Krishna's pastimes. If death has to come, I'll be thinking of the pastimes and going to Goloka Vrindavan. So the reason I am doing this, in this class, hardly 3 or 4 people come. And when I start the class, it is just me and one more person. That's it, 2 people. It really doesn't matter whether people come or whether people don't come. I'm doing it for myself. And in that process, if somebody listens, great. Like when I read this, Prabodhanand Saraswati wrote such a big book. I read Vrindavan Mahimaamrit, 1700 verses. When he was writing, did he ever think anybody will read or not read? He is only writing his pourings of his heart. I don't think so he was writing to impress anybody. He just wrote it because he was in love. He wanted to be in Vrindavan so dearly. And so many years, like 300, 400 years ago, he wrote this. And today, we are reading it and finding joy in it. I learned from these great ones. They were in joy. They reflected joy in their work. And that joy is eternally there in the universe. I'm catching that joy. And I'm reflecting the same joy in the world. So yeah. So I have no expectation, but I'm glad you came today. And may Radharani bless you. May you be able to hear more lectures. All right. Jai Ma, Jai Radharani, Jai Shri Krishna. We'll see you tomorrow.